It's Raquel. Welcome back to Recovery to Wellness. This is where survivors radiate badassery. It is currently November 30th, 2024. I have New Again instrumental by Josh Woodward playing, and this is also video book review number 17. So 1-7. And I have about 20 minutes left on my space on my camera, and I have so many videos to film and so many videos to edit, and I don't have the time. But that's a separate issue. Anywho, I'm going to be referring to my notes in my book club journal because I have all of my notes for this book that I'm about to review and tell you guys about all in here. I really want to challenge myself and start to really kind of streamline some processes by creating more of a compact review. I mean, video book reviews are okay, I think. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do them. Story of my life. But I don't really I don't think I do it the best way possible, and I don't watch other people who do it either, so I don't know how to best do it. But I'm hoping that into the future, into the coming year, I learn how to better sort of consolidate and break down my reviews, because right now I'm still trying to do 2 written reviews on my blog on WordPress, which is the same username as here, and then video book reviews. But that's a lot of time and function and effort in a sense. So maybe I don't do book review parts and stuff. Maybe I just do recovery reads reports instead as a review. I don't know. And I really want to do recovery reads reports as more of an essay kind of thing too. So I have to figure it out. But anywho, what I want to say about this is I have all my notes in here for my review. This review is all fit all in here because the interesting thing about this book club words I Raquel.exe just stopped working. The interesting thing about this is that this book journal thing has lots of it breaks it down, and then it has this page of notes. So it has 1 page of notes here, and then 2 other note pages afterward. So fucking hell. 2 other note pages there. So it's 3 pages of lined paper in a sense. So I really want to be able to contain as much as I can into here. Because right now I'm using a folder and I'm handwriting on loose leaf paper, review stuff. And I would love to be able to get to a point where I can kind of break it down to fit within a smaller section and then have to really be critical of critical and clinical or sparing of what quotes I include or what things I, say to it. So anywho, that's a giant preface. I am reviewing Organize Your Life 2024 by Good Housekeeping. So I'm reviewing this book. Again, Organize Your Life, Good Housekeeping 2024. I read this book and loved it. I read it in 3 days. So I read it over the course of 3 days. It is 160 pages long. It's a nonfiction and house and home organizing book. I read it November 27th, 28th, and 29th. I will have the numerical sort of informational stuff within the recovery reads report, which is just the sort of times of day that I was reading or the amount of time I read it for. I read it a lot on the 28th and finished it last night, which was great. I also actually, I finished reading this book last night, and I also wound up doing the whole review part in handwritten wise in here, and then I am just filming the review now. So I did this really I just shoved all my effort and all my sort of some time creating this review. Thoughts. Let me think for a moment while I try to figure out what's going on in my eye. So it's a nonfiction book, so there's no characters or plots or anything. There's lots of different, I don't really know. See, the thing about me is that I go into stuff with no context. I have no context for most of the things that exist. I have a lot of C.S. Lewis quotes. I don't think I've really actually read a lot of C.S. Lewis material. I have some quotes that I have in groups and stuff from Virginia Woolf. Never actually read any of her content. I if I see a trilogy, I'll jump in on the second book. I'll like completely ignore the first one and just jump in the second one. Like or like even like Marvel Cinematic Universe right now, like I haven't watched, like I watched Love and Thunder and I haven't seen all the other ones. Or I watched part of the Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness without seeing WandaVision. Like I think I watched like half of it to the end of it. So I just operate with like no context for things. Like Good Housekeeping, I don't even know what that is. I think what I gathered, it's a very established organization, I suppose. Could be, I think it might be a magazine. I think Good Housekeeping is a magazine, but like for learning all the different, like the different names of people and like the, you know, the Good Housekeeping, like cleaning lab, or like Good Housekeeping parenting editor, like interesting, very interesting. I just like don't have the context for, like there was even like, I read a book from Hoda Khattab. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she's like, she helps do the Good Morning America show. No idea who that is. Like, I read it and like I just have, I'm a blank slate when it comes to knowing things in a sense. Like, I just don't have a lot of context in my life. So I've taken this book out before. I took it out earlier this year and then I had to return it because I never got around to reading it. But this book is also a library book right now too, so I'm returning it today as well. But so I took it out before, but then I never read it. And then I took it out again, and then I actually read it this time, and I read it really quickly. And it was definitely a book that I really, 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 really enjoyed, so I recommend it. 5 out of 5, 5 stars out of 5, and it was just so good. There was a time where I was reading it, especially like last night when I was reading it without listening to any music or anything, like I was just using the natural ambience of my house, and I like was reading along, the chapters are pretty short, there's lots of pictures, lots of like home interior design, home decorating, things like that. And I just really like, I was so like mindful in the moment of reading it that I wasn't like, oh, how many pages do I have left of this chapter? It was like, I would reach the end of the chapter, flip it over, and the next page, you know, the next chapter started, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wasn't even like ready for it, or like I wasn't even expecting it in a sense. Like, it was such a good read. Again, it has like nothing to do with mental health. There is like a bar cart thing like for alcohol and stuff, but that was really the only thing. I don't think there was any other trigger warning. So again, lots of photos. Like for instance, there's like this. It's also broken down quite a lot, which I also really, really appreciated. Like, it's really like step by step, like really organized. You know, it's about organization, but it's really organized. It's really sort of easy to read, easy to digest. There's a lot of like, you know, it's very well put together. The pages are really, really smooth and very cool as like a temperature wise. So I really liked that too. Like, very good quality. Not sponsored, by the way. And there's some tabs that I'm going to show you guys, because some things I'm going to make that into the review itself. This book also reminded me of, which I actually was just mentioning in another review, but this book reminded me of Clear the Clutter, Find Happiness, which is a book that I read and reviewed. And it also made me think of Clean My Space, which I have taken out before, not read, and now own and just haven't read it. And then, which is about cleaning, like hacks and stuff, like really like simpler hacks and stuff for cleaning. And then it also kind of made me think of Safe and Sound, which is a book I own that I haven't read, that's about sort of like apartment and like home living, like how to, you know, like repair stuff, things like that. There's also sections of decluttering in this book, which is great, and definitely the idea that like taking a picture of, like, if you have something of sentimental value, taking a picture of it and keeping the picture, but then getting rid of or donating or recycling or you know, having it leave your home is like something that was mentioned in Clear the Clutter, Find Happiness. So I was surprised and interested to find that tip again mentioned. I think I have some like hoarding tendencies. So even if I took a picture of it, like the picture would just sit endlessly in my phone or my computer or somewhere. So I find that's a little bit more challenging. And like, I think also identifying what clutter is too is important. I don't really fully grasp what clutter is. Like, I think even with my mom and like my family, like we're very like kind of like show love by giving things and like having items and such. So like the way I look at the things I own, at least, I don't like buy things for what like Joe down the street's gonna think of me. I just buy it because I like it, or I enjoy it, or it adds something, you know, delightful or something to my, you know, collection in a sense. I definitely have a book problem. I have a book problem. I have so many. I own at least probably 150 books, and I haven't read any of them. I have a small problem. But I mean, there are worse things, right? But I love books though. Like, books are like everything to me. I love books, and I definitely want to actually read the books I own, and then if I don't like them that much, you know, donate them, bring them to, you know, a store, you know, maybe like a thrift store, or like donate them to the library. Definitely donate to the library. Donate them to, like, you know, maybe a charity or something, or like we have some of those little free libraries where it has a little like house, like a birdhouse almost kind of thing, and then you leave a book, you can take a book, you can do all that stuff. So like definitely donating, I would definitely do that once I actually read them. I just haven't actually read them, but it's a separate thought. And so back to this book. Again, great quality paper. Very mindful for me to read it. It was great. Very organized. It builds off of related topics or related books that I've read in the past, which is great. I want to definitely read more about or ingest more content about how to create an in-home library, like a library reading nook space, a craft space, art space, home office, all of that. My thing is, like, right now, within the next year, I'm going to be moving out of my parents' house and going into my own place. And I definitely am looking more for, like, a 2-bedroom and, like, a living room and kitchen, that kind of thing, because I want to have a bedroom that's for me, and then I want to have another room where I have my art space and an in-home library and, like, an office space. And then I also want to have, like, honestly, if I didn't have a living room, I don't really care, but, like, have a living room, because I really don't want to have guests over and only have, like, a 1-bedroom apartment where my living room is my art space and my home office and my in-home library and also where my guests are. Like, that sounds, I want to separate it. I want to keep it, like, separate. So I have to do a lot of budgeting, and I'll have to do a lot of adulting and skills and stuff that I'm not quite there yet to doing. But again, over the next year, that's my main project in a sense. One of my main projects is to work on, you know, how to adult and how to do that, you know, every day in a sense. And I'm definitely looking at, like, 2 bedrooms because I want to have a space just for me, like my bedroom, but also a space just for me. Because right now I only have, you know, I have my bedroom. And my bedroom is like everything. And so this video is getting weird. I don't like it, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna just keep going. I definitely recommend this book. It was so good. Let me pull some of the things. So this is all the flags other than the ones I have in here. These are all the flags that were in this book. So the how to get started kind of was setting an intention, which I enjoyed. Number 1, writing a list of sort of the intention or what you want to get out of a space is good. 5 and 6. Time it. You try to do, like, okay, I'm gonna clean this one space for 30 minutes. See how much I can get done, and then just do that. And treating yourself as well is also a tip. Let's see, that was on page 12. Also, this one I want to just include in this video book review. It's like, who does this? Who in the world? This is page 41. Who in the world? Who is the madman who stores books in this way? All the spines are in, like, the back of the bookshelf, and all the papers and the pages are on the outside. Who does this? Who is the person who does that? Like, that is fucking wild to me. Like, I'm like, I looked at that and I'm like, ah, it's just, oh my god, like, who does that? Why would you do that? I'm like, what the fuck? This is also a really good reference image. I'm going to take a photo of it and then include it within my more established review, my written reviews. This is a good refrigeration, page 56 and technically 57, but a good refrigeration when things kind of are goodbye and when they expire sort of thing, how long they can stay out and all that jazz. How long they can be good by, the use by thing. So this also, I really liked, this is page 63. I really enjoy the idea of putting a clipboard near the pantry, because that would be a fantastic spot to be able to be like, oh, hey, like I need to like jot down, I need to get more olives or something, you know, I need to get more of the oats that I have, you know, whatever it might be. I think that's a fantastic idea. I very much wanted to include that within this review, something I definitely want to do. This is good too. This was about the linen closet, and this is on page 97, and it definitely talks about like having like metal or plastic dividers between like towels or even like in like drawers and things like that. Like that's, I really liked that. I've never heard of that before or saw that before, and I think that's fantastic. Very cool. Also, sock clips were something that I learned, and I don't know what they look like, but definitely something I want to check out. This also is how to fold a fitted sheet, which is helpful. So I'm going to do a reference image within the review as well. I liked this photo a lot, and it's very innovative of a design and idea of having these like shower rods within like in between two door frames, and then have all like, this person has tons of bows apparently, but things like that is interesting. There's lots of talk about, this was page 115 by the way, and then there's lots of talk about, there was lots of discussion, like information on, I don't remember what my point was. Crap. Just like innovative things. I don't know what I was gonna say, but just innovative things and just like things I wouldn't have thought of on my own. Like these are like the clips are like shower curtain, you know, holders and stuff, and the different kind of like, oh, the jars, mason jars and stuff, like clear jars or clear bins. Fantastic. This is a chapter on a spare space of a craft space, which I very much adore. I very much like that. Again, like using clear jars to contain craft material, things like that. You can also mount things. I liked the on a roll, putting like the ribbon or like maybe washi tape or something like on a bar. Safekeeping scraps. I definitely think, I actually bought a new binder that I'm hoping to do some, that I'm planning to do some kind of like, because I do a lot. My thing, side rant. My thing is like I do a lot of, okay, hold on, I'll show one more thing. This is the last photo that I'll share. This is on a 143. I just really liked this image. I just really love like kind of things with tech and like coffee and like just aesthetically pleasing photographs and such. I really like that. So that was something that I really liked. But anywho, I wanted to say that I do a thing where, how am I gonna do this in 2 minutes? So something you have to know about me as well is that I have a habit. I don't keep one thing, like a whole, all my stuff is in one thing. I have it, I put it here, I put it there, I put it there, I put it there. I forget where I put it back over here, put it back over there. I'm very chaotic in that sense, and I don't remember where I put things. And so I find like something that I'm working on is one of my newer things is that I'm going to keep some sort of productivity and like my stationery stuff, my to-do list and stuff like that, and put it into a binder and keep that kind of going there and have sort of a couple binders like that. So I did buy a new binder to kind of go with that project in a sense. And I have, let me sum up a couple other things. I love the drawer dividers. I gotta check out sock clips for sure. And again, the craft station stuff is great. I would love to find more information about like how to make your own reading nook in home library, like shelves and stuff, like all of that. I mean, that was pretty much this review. So thank you for watching. I know it was a little chaotic. We got a little weird. I got a little weird, but it happened. It happened. We processed it. We went through it. So I'm going to take some photos of this book, put this all together. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. Again, this book, 5 out of 5, very much recommend it. If you like organizing or home interior stuff, things like that, like an easy read, you know, something kind of to shut your mind off a little bit while you read a book, definitely recommend this book. It was really good. And I can't wait to check out more books and do all this stuff and do more reviews and do more videos and so many things to film. There's so many things to film. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know your favorite bit. I didn't really have any quotes in this book, but I really liked some of the stuff. And again, it was a very enjoyable read. Very, like, just like lightning. lightening and enlightening. So it lightens the load, you know, and it breaks it down and makes it into more smargles and doable steps, which is great. So anywho, as always, stay safe. Much love and light to you. I will see you in another video upload soon. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening. And let me know what current books you're reading down in the comments. And yeah, have a good rest of the week whenever I get this out. So yeah, thank you. Bye.
Guiding like a lighthouse to I will leave the light